What if the relationship you call balanced is only peaceful because you keep carrying the invisible weight? On August 6th, 2026, Venus enters Libra, drawing attention toward reciprocity, attraction, negotiation, and the values underneath every exchange. This is not a prediction that love or money will suddenly change. It is a symbolic invitation to notice where harmony has become performance. You may be keeping the peace, smoothing every disagreement, remembering every detail, or paying more than your share. The question is not whether you are generous. The question is whether generosity has quietly become the price of being chosen again. Maybe you know this pattern intimately. You listen longer than you are listened to. You initiate repair after conflicts you did not create. You make yourself easier to love by asking for less, needing less, and forgiving before accountability arrives. In money, you may cover costs to avoid awkwardness, accept vague agreements, or undervalue your work because negotiation feels like rejection. None of this means you are weak. It means familiarity can masquerade as fairness. When imbalance has been present for years, equality can feel selfish. Directness can feel dangerous, and receiving can feel more vulnerable than giving ever did. Venus entering Libra offers a useful symbol because Libra is traditionally associated with balance, agreements, beauty, and relationship. But balance is not the same as avoiding discomfort. Real balance can require an honest conversation, a revised budget, a declined invitation, or a request that exposes what the relationship can actually hold. The deeper frame is value exchange dynamics, the pattern of what is given, received, expected, and silently owed. This lens shifts the question from, why am I never enough? To, what agreement keeps teaching me that my value depends on carrying more than my share? That is pattern recognition. Value exchange is older than modern relationship advice. Its grounding reaches into early trade systems and economics, where communities had to consider what was offered, what was owed, and what made an exchange sustainable. The lesson was never that every contribution must look identical. It was that exchange becomes unstable when one side continually absorbs the cost, while the other treats that sacrifice as normal. Venus in Libra adds symbolic texture to this question. Are your agreements creating mutual dignity, or are they preserving appearances while quietly draining one person? Balance becomes meaningful only when the hidden cost is acknowledged. Consider the partner who manages the calendar, emotional temperature, household details, and repair conversations. Then hears that everything is equal because both people work. Consider the friend who is always available during crises, but receives silence when life becomes heavy. Consider the freelancer who lowers a fair rate before the client objects, then resents the project for costing more energy than it pays. These examples look different, yet the pattern is similar. One person anticipates the needs of the exchange, while the other benefits from work they may never be required to recognize. Familiarity does not make that arrangement fair. Start by separating equality from reciprocity. Equality asks whether the portions match. Reciprocity asks whether care, responsibility, risk, and consideration move in both directions over time. Notice what you routinely give before anyone asks. Notice what you fear would happen if you stopped. Then name one exchange. You might say, I can help, but I cannot carry the whole task. You might ask, how will we divide the cost? You might wait before volunteering, allowing others to reveal their willingness. These adjustments are not punishments. They create honest information about whether the connection can support mutual participation without hidden debt. Attraction changes when self-respect enters the room. You may have been drawn to intensity because uncertainty created chemistry, or to unavailable people because earning closeness felt meaningful. Venus in Libra can symbolize a question. Does attraction deepen your dignity, or does it activate the part of you that wants to prove worth? This does not require judging past choices. It invites you to distinguish desire from depletion. A connection is not one that looks harmonious. It is one where truth can be spoken, needs can be negotiated, money can be discussed, and care does not depend on one person disappearing. When exchange becomes more balanced, you may feel less dramatic certainty and quiet steadiness. You stop interpreting exhaustion as devotion. You stop calling resentment patience. You stop spending, apologizing, organizing, or over-explaining to secure a place that should not require purchase. The change begins internally. You trust that your needs can exist without becoming accusations. You allow another person to contribute without controlling how they do it. You become willing to learn from their response. Balance does not guarantee that every relationship survives. It reveals which relationships can mature when both people are asked to become visible, responsible, and real. Ask yourself where balance currently depends on your silence. Is it in love, friendship, family, work, or money? What request have you avoided? Because the answer might reveal more than the conversation itself. On August the 6th, 2026, let Venus entering Libra become a reminder that harmony is not the absence of tension. Harmony is the capacity to face tension without making one person responsible for absorbing it. The most important shift may not be getting someone else to change. It may be deciding that your generosity will remain a gift, not a fee you keep paying for belonging or approval. If this gave language to an imbalance you have felt but struggled to name, share it with someone who may need the same recognition. Subscribe for more Prophecy Pulse teachings on timing, cycles, relationships, and human patterns. Go deeper with the pattern that runs your life through the link in the description, especially when sincere effort keeps producing the same emotional cost. And when you are ready to explore your own personal signal more deeply, continue with curiosity rather than certainty. Let the next step be reflection, not pressure, and simply visit www.auriscodex.com.